I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hey, so this video actually doesn't really have much of a point, I suppose. I'm just kind of, the family's gone out shopping, so I thought it seemed like a good quiet time to make a video. But I wanted to talk, actually I've been thinking about this over the last few days a lot, about this concept of meme. If you're not familiar with memes, Richard Dawkins, in the book The Selfish Gene, discussed that ideas and cultural concepts can be transmitted in a way that's very analogous to genes, in that ideas can propagate one person to another, and then those ideas can mutate, they can change, everybody adds a little bit to it, and then transmits the modified version. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't. I guess maybe I didn't think about it too deeply, but I didn't put much validity to Dawkins' concept of memes. It seemed like an oversimplification. Good ideas, meaning good scientific ideas, can be just that. They don't have to, if they're not testable, if it's not, there's no rigor to something like that. So I thought it didn't make a lot of sense. Um, Even though I do agree that ideas are transmitted. But anyway, sorry. This is rambling. I'm apologizing in advance. But one of the things that really I suppose, really nailed it for me, made me really, really start looking at this idea of memes, and taking it seriously, is okay. This years ago. Okay, I used to be a college professor. At Sheldon Jackson College in Sitka, Alaska, which is a Christian college, small Christian college, and it unfortunately shut down in 2007, and I lost my job along with 109 other people. And I'm not, believe me, I'm not in any way knocking the college. In fact, if I could do, this is like, one of those, if you had a magic power or you could do something, if I could do anything, I honestly think the one thing that I would do would be to make that college not collapse, and me still have my job there, because I think it was one of the first times in my entire life when I was at my peak of my game, the happiest I've ever been. Honestly, I loved my life then a lot. But anyway, again, rambling. I do apologize. I'm keeping track of the time here. I'm probably going to go, I don't want to go over. So anyway, when I was teaching there, we had a guest lecturer come in. I had, from one of my classes, my mariculture course, I had a guest lecturer come in. And this guest lecturer happened to be my PhD advisor's advisor. Okay? So I was sort of his grand student, if that makes sense. Anyway, but one of the things that I found really, really fascinating is that, okay, he came in and he spoke, and then, he actually lectured my class 3 days, so for a week of classes. And then the following week, when I was starting the class, students were thanking me for having him come in and saying that, they really enjoyed his perspective on things. And then one of the students said, "It's really funny," and I said, "What's funny?" And they explained that they thought it was funny that he had so many of my mannerisms. And I was like, "My mannerisms? I never even met the man before last week." And he said, "No, the way he said things, the way his jokes, the way he interjected his commentary into his lectures and stuff was a lot like you." And I was like, that's very strange. And so I started thinking about it and thinking, you know what? I guess I did see that. And then I get my lecture style from my advisor. And I realized, you know what? I bet he got his lecture style from his advisor. So it's not a concrete, it's not like, Dawkins was describing, I can't put it in those kinds of discrete units of transmission, just like Dawkins was discussing. But it's a general feel about how we taught, how we, and I realized, I was looking at it thinking, you know what, okay, my exams. When I write exams, I follow my advisor's format to a T, because personally, as a student, I loved taking his exams. I learned more from his exams. I thought they were more fair. I thought they demonstrated, they brought out whether or not I knew the material in a way that was better than other exams I'd taken. So I copied his exam style, and now I'm thinking, I wonder if he copied his exam style from his advisor, or even if he didn't, he acquired a new, something else was added to it. He got it from somewhere. And so it's this whole idea, that I am teaching in a way that I learned from my PhD advisor, that he learned from his PhD advisor. So there's just decades long teaching style that's being propagated through me. And now this is something I'm swell with pride here. One of my students who graduated while I was teaching is now in her second semester in graduate school. So in a real sense, mimetically, I've now reproduced mimetically. I've got a student of mine is now in graduate school pursuing a career in academia. She very well could one day be teaching, and students might look, students who ever saw me might say, wow, you're teaching anyways, I think it's kind of a neat deal. I don't know. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop this now. I'm sorry. Again, I do apologize. I'm just rambling on. So I will talk to you later. Do a next video.